Assalamu alaikum, students. The topic that today we are talking about is indices and standard form for O levels and IGCSE. These are the laws of indices. So let's discuss all of them one by one. The first law says if the two bases are multiplied, if the same bases are multiplied, the powers are added. Let's take an example. For example, if we have a number 5 and it has a power 7 and it is multiplied with the same number 5 but it has power 6, we will simply write the number 5 once and we will add the power 7 plus 6. So the answer will be 30. So this is the answer for the first example I just have taken. Another example, in the same case, if the same basis or same numbers are divided, for example, in case we have 5 power 10 and I'm dividing it with 5 power 3, we will simply divide, means that if the same numbers are divided with different powers, we will simply write the number once and we will subtract the power 10 minus 3. So it's 5 power 7. Next, we have the third rule, which is the power of power rule, which says that if you have any number or any variable or anything that comes under the bracket with a power, for its, let's say 2, and if we are having another power outside the bracket, let's say 8, we will simply write the number along with the powers are going to be multiplied. 2 8s are 16, so it's 5 power 16. Next rule we have this rule, rule number, this D rule and E rule can be used in both ways. If it comes in the right-hand side, in the form of right-hand side, we can convert it into form of left-hand side. For example, if we have a very big number, let's suppose we say that this is 5 power 14. This is a different number. And if we are multiplying it with 7 power 14, both are different bases, both are different numbers, but the powers are now same. What we will do, we will simply multiply the number 5 with 7, and on top, we will write the same power outside the bracket. So it will be very easy. We will simply multiply 5 with 7, which is 5 7s are 35. It will be 35. 5 7s are 35. And on top of 35, we will write the power 40. So no need to multiply separately by taking the power 5 times 14 and 7 times 14. Instead, we will simply write 5 with 7 and the power is 40. The same E rule is also applicable in this way. For example, if you have a very big number, let's say 20 power 4, and we are dividing it with 18 power 4, we will simply, since the same powers are there, same indices or same exponent is there, we will simply write 20 by 18, and the power will be written 4 as it is. Why we are writing the power here in that way? Because we know that the same power is applicable to both the numbers 20 and 18. So now we are just simply simplifying this 20 and 18. So it will be, we can divide it with 2. 2 10s are 20, 2 9s are 18, and the power remains 4. So in this way, it will be, you can even divide 10 by 9 and the answer can be in the form of decimal power 4 or maybe exactly the same. Or you can even write this would be 10 power 4 over 9 power 4. See, this rule is applicable in the reverse form. First, we converted this into this and then we back converted into this form. And now you can take the answer by taking the power, or you can keep this answer like that. The last rule, which is written over here, is anything which has a power 0 is also equals to 1. For example, if we have any big number, small number, any fraction, any decimal, anything that has a power 0, the answer is always 1. Let me take another example. For example, if it's 2030, it's a very big number, but it is a power 0, it means it is equals to 1. Even if we have fraction x by 15, but that is actually having a power 0, it means that both 0 will be applied to x, 0 will be applied to 15, and the answer is 1. So in this way, you can apply the rules and you can get the answers in the form of laws of indices. Now let's take some examples. from D3. Now let's talk about these few examples. I'm taking some complex questions and let's solve them. Let me take one of the question from let's suppose this one in the F part. It's written minus 3 x power 6 y squared power 4. Now what we will be doing, we will be applying the power to all of them. First of all, we will apply this minus 3 on top of 4 power on minus 3. Then we will apply x6, and on x6 it will also be applied 4, and on y square it will also be applied 4. So all of the numbers will get the power 4. So when we apply this even power, I chose this part particularly because when we apply any even power with the negative sign is finished because of this even power. So it will be 3 power 4. We can later apply this 3 power 4 and it will be 81. Now it's a power of power rule. So 6 will be multiplied with 4 and you will get x as 6 fours are 24. Similarly, y has 2 and 4, so 2 fours are 8, so you will have y power 8. We can apply this power 4 on 3, it becomes 81 because when you apply 3 multiply by 3 multiply by 3 multiply by 3, 4 times, you get 81. So we write 81 here, x power 24, y power 8 is the answer for this one. So what we highlighted to show you that we just simply talk about this. So we get this as 81. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Let's take another example from, let's say, this one, the part, which has 2 basic numbers and they are dividing, so let's do it. Now we are trying to solve this question, number 5 part. It is saying that minus 10 x power 5 y 6, that is actually divided by minus 2 x y cube. Now, how we will be solving this? We know that the number will be divided with number and the powers will be divided and the powers will be utilized in terms of division. When it comes to division and the same number or same variable is divided, the powers are subtracted. So let's first divide. This minus 10 will be divided by minus 2 separately. This x5 will be divided by x separately, and this y6 will be divided by y cube. So this minus and minus becomes plus. 2 ones are 2, 2 fives are 10, so we have plus 5. Now we have x power 5, and since there is no power, so it's actually 1. So we will write 5 minus 1 according to the law of indices, as we have already discussed, that when same bases are divided, the powers are subtracted. Similarly, the same bases are divided, so powers are subtracted. So we will get 5x power 4 y cube. So this is how we get the answer. I hope it is clear. Let me take one example from this F part, question number 6. Okay, this says that for F6, and on top of it, it's written cube, and it is also written divided by minus 2F cube, and on top of it, it's the cube. Now let's apply this cube to this one, 4 separately. It will be 4 cube, F6 cube. So I apply this cube to both of them, and then I put the divide sign. This minus 2 is also applied this cube here because of this cube, and then F cube will also be cube. So when we apply this 4 cube, it is 64. F, the 6 3s are 18, so F18. Now we are dividing this. This minus 2 cube is 8, but the minus sign with the odd power remains minus. The minus sign is not finished. And f has 3 times 3, which is f power 9. Now we are dividing it. So let's divide number with number, 64 with minus 8. And then f18 will be divided with f9. So we know that 8 8s are 64, 8 1s are 8, 8 8s are 64. The answer will be minus 8, f power 18 minus 9. So the final answer will be minus 8, f power 9. This is the final answer for this one. I hope the process is clear. Now let's solve one more question from it. So I'm going to do this question number 8. Now let me take this C part over here. Okay, the C part says this is going to be okay, the C part is showing you. Let me zoom a little bit so we can see it properly. So the C part is okay. It says that this 3e cubed power 4f squared divided by 27e9 f11. Now let's do the power of power rule. So first we will apply this 3 on top of it, which is 4. E cubed on top of it will be 4. And of course, the f square on top of it will also be 4. Then it comes divide 27, E9, and F11. At this stage, what we will be doing, we will apply the power, so it will become 3 power 4 is 81. E power 3 4s are 12 over F 2 4s are 8. Now there is division and then 27, E9, F11. Now I'm doing the rest of the part on the top here. What we'll be doing 81, E12. Now 81 will be divided with 27. So we have to divide it. We know that 27 and 81, they both can be simplified by the number 3. So we will write 81 over 27. And we will simply divide it. 3 27s are, 3 9s are, 9 1s are, 9 3s are. So when we divide this 81 by 27, we get simply 9. So I'm just putting this 9 only. I'm not writing all of them. I'm just writing this 9 only. You will get 3 9s are 27. And 9. This would be then E12 and E9. They both are divided, so we will simply subtract the power 12 minus 9. So we will get, and F8 is also dividing F11, so we will write F8 minus 11. So the final answer will be 9 e power 12 minus 9 is 3. But over here it is F power minus 3. Now there is another rule. When it comes, I would recommend when it comes in the later stage, in the final answer, if you have any negative power, so you can take the number, if it is in the denominator, take it to the numerator, and the answer will be 9e cubed f3. The power becomes positive when you take the reciprocal. The answer was also correct. It's not the incorrect answer, but for this you have to take the power. I hope all of them are clear. Let's move on to the next few more questions from this concept. There are some advanced level questions, so let's do that. Now this says that, let me do one of the complex part in which there are some power of power rules as well. So let me do this B part. Putting the B part here. The B part says that 8, x8, y4, nothing to do. Let's apply this 2 square, which is 2 square x square and y square and square. Over here we have 4 square, x square square, y square square. I'm just applying the square to all of them. Similarly, I'm applying the square to all of them inside. So it's 3 square, x square, y square. So now for this, let me just do it in that way. Okay. Now what will we be doing that, since we know that, we need to check first what are the powers. After you apply the power, you get 8 here as it is. X8, Y4. Over here 2 squared is 4. X squared, Y4. In this way, you have this 4 squared as 4 4 is 16, x4, y4, because I multiply this 2 with 2, 2 with 2, and 3 squared is 9, x squared, y squared. So now I'm taking this from this step, and I'm erasing the top one step because now I need to further solve it. So I'm taking this step, the top, from this to this. So just taking the step from this on top, so this from top, I'm taking it, the next step, B. So it will be, well, we know that first I'm going to simplify. 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. Similarly, I don't have any other number to simplify, so I'll simply multiply 2 with 16, that is 32. And I have this 9 here because 9 times 1 is 9. Next we have x8, x4, x2, x2. So we have a lot of x. We will multiply x because we have to multiply this x8 with x4. So we will add all the powers. It will become 8 plus 4 minus 2 minus 2. Why is subtracted these two powers? Because they both x were divided from these two x's. These two were multiplied. Similarly, these two these y4 and y4 are added, multiplied. So we will be adding the powers, but this y4 and this y squared, they are divided, so the powers will be subtracted. So we will write y4 plus 4 minus 4 minus 2. Now, erasing the steps so I can write down the final answer. The final answer would be, since we know that we cannot do anything with 32 by 9, it will remain 32 by 9. Or you can simply divide to write down into form of decimal. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 minus 2 is 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. And by 4 plus 4, 8. 8 minus 4, 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So the final answer is 32 by 9, x8 y squared. I hope this exercise is also clear. Let's move on to the next exercise. For this, you have to stay tuned to the video. Next lesson, we will be talking about some more detailed questions from this exercise. Let me show you. In the next video, I will be focusing on the rest of the rules in which we will be talking about the complex questions related to the same concept. A few more questions, and I'm sharing few more example questions, exercise questions. So this exercise will be discussed in the later class. This was all about from today's class. See you in the next lesson.